Hey, did you hear that? What was that sound? Oh, it's dragon bones being crushed in the maws of my monster. We coated them with 2 coats of wood glue, and that gives it this hard surface that allows us to paint it or cast it, do whatever we want with it. It won't eat up the foam. Alright, that's the way that looks. The position of the jaw just right. And then we'll pin it. Now, and we'll mark it. A lot of this will probably, what we're planning on doing is making a casting of this whole piece so that we can reproduce it for other people. Now, the question is, do we just recast this jaw section, which pops off right now, or do we secure it together now and then make a cut right through here? That would be here. That way the head and the top and the bottom piece of the head are 2 separate castings, and then we fit them together later. Now, the issue with that is that it's hard to go and line these up later. So it's kind of better to go and have this section, which needs to be specially molded for detail, separate from this base. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. If I pull these pins out, pull the pins out, and now the jaw slides off, and it looks like that. I don't know how well that comes out. Alright, so this is going to have teeth all in it, special details, and that'll all be cast in one section. This gets cast in another section. These teeth, they get cast all by themselves. So now we've got like 3 or 4 pieces that are all cast together, and we reassemble them later. So this piece will index itself just like that when we want to put it on later. Mr. Dragonwick, yes. How do you manage to shape all that foam? Well, easy. Sandpaper. Okay, you don't need one of these. This happens to be from some kind of garage sale or something I got. It's a diamond encrusted piece of metal, and wow, look. Just sands it right down, no problem at all. 36 grit. But you can do the same thing with a piece of sandpaper. This just seems to last forever, but sandpaper, it still has very good durability. So give it a little rub, and it just cuts it right away. Easy, huh? Now, you don't need fancy tools in order to do this type of work. Now, as you can see, I just traced out where where the piece of foam needs to be cut to fit right inside here. So I can do it with a hacksaw blade. Not that hard. So you know, it is pretty safe. You don't get hurt too badly with a hacksaw blade. Doing this as a demonstration that you know, hacksaw blade works quite well. Now I like to do it on a bandsaw because I'm lazy. I don't feel like going. Okay, so there we made our cut out on the bandsaw, and we split it down the middle. And then these 2 pieces. So one goes on this side. The other goes on this side, and go together like that. Now, we're going to end up carving these teeth out, and even though they're both the same now, when you start carving, you'll alter it slightly. But at least this way you know that they're both going to fit as long as you don't carve this bottom edge. Okay, so there we test mounted our teeth into our dragon's mouth. So you know, these pins go in and out a lot. Most important thing is try to keep realigning these index marks that we have here, and it's looking great, huh? Oh, what I did do is that, remember we cut these teeth out of the same piece. Then now they're rough shaped, they're just about ready for sanding, and we test fitted them. So what we did was we cut a little angle to the jawline. If I can get that, we cut a little angle here all the way back so that the teeth would splay out like this, because there's a big tongue that's going to go right in here. Alright, mount our teeth. Notice I'm using you know, one of these great stuff kind of foam things, and they have these special tips on there that you could reseal it. You need one of those. So you're going to put just an extremely small amount. Oh yeah, like I said, extremely large amount. That's gonna go all over. So, all right, so a little bit of that foam on there, and then take a finish nail and get that foam in there. I'm going to shove it down in there and hold that into place. Not absolutely critical where you put it, just so long it holds the whole thing up. And let's see, a little more here on the other side. Like I said, a really small amount, and it's very hard to do. It always seems like you get a big glob. Oops, almost put that in backwards. While I was working on this one snapped in two. You're not going to tell anybody, right? Not going to tell anybody. Alright, so I just needed a little bit, and it turned into a big mess. Ooh. Okay, so that's going to go in there. Need a pin to hold it down or it'll fall off. Can I get a bigger pin? We can always trim some of this up later. Alright, so there we go. The teeth are in there, and they're going to start to harden up in a little while. If you want to speed it up, use a little sprayer. A little spray water like that. That'll help it cure really fast. It's mounted. Alright, so we've taken some heavy paper and we put it around the part where we want our new piece to fit. We got our jaw pretty close to where we want it, and we got it on a little hinge here and here, so we can close it up a little so we can spray our foam up in there. Let's hope this is still working. Get that up in the hole. Get it going through here. Get the other side. Now the foam's going to stick to the paper, but it's not going to, the paper then won't stick to the main part of our animal here. Alright, so now it's wet, it's full. Going to get our jaw back into the position where we want it. Put another couple of small retaining pins in here. That way it won't sneak away from us. And fill in some of the little gaps. Got a little gap on this other side here. And now, like I said, it's going to stick to the paper, so we'll cut the paper away later.